So I'm in Jim's account. You can see that on the top right hand corner. There are a few things that you would notice. We are in the critical reasoning course. You see the critical reasoning modules. And then the other thing that you'd notice is that in this course, he got feedback for many activities over here. Now, at an aggregate level, he got really good scores in concept files, really good scores in application files, really good scores in practice quizzes. An average of upwards of 80th percentile is a really, really good thing. Also, you see ample time spent on many files over here. Now, if we filter out just the application files are files on which we teach you how to apply the methods, we evaluate your ability to apply the methods. You're going to find that out of the 15 to 17 odd application files, he scored less than 70% in only 3 application files. That's really, really good. Overall, what I see is really consistent performance. And this is really important. Why? Because when you demonstrate that to the system, what you're telling the system is that, hey, I know how to apply this, and I am learning the methods that have been taught to me. Again, even where he faltered, you see this in application file 1, he scored a 50th percent over here. He improved in the subsequent application file. And also see the time spent. It clearly shows he was spending time to understand where his mistakes were. Now that we know about stage 1 of learning, let's kind of see stage 2 of learning. But before we do that, let's kind of look at Jimmy's debrief. Now, this is his debrief. You can see the URL over here. And again, you can see what he says about prethinking. He says, prethinking is to help you focus on logic and not deviate from the key argument when trap or out of scope answer choices show up. So let's also look at some data from his account, and I analyze his ESRs, which you can download as well. What you see over here is his first attempt, the V34 attempt, and that 39th percentile score over here, and the V42 attempt and that 94th percentile score over here. Now, the other piece that you see is as he improved from that 39th percentile in critical reasoning to that 94th percentile, his time to answer questions actually went down from 2 minutes 3 seconds to a minute 58. That's marked as number 1 over here. So essentially, as he improved on applying the process, he actually took less time on solving more difficult questions. Now let's see how does that come up in stage 2 in his Colonium dashboard. Now, Jim, even in his V42 attempt, Jim did not answer every question correctly. He did make mistakes. But let's kind of toggle through easy, medium, and hard questions. Jim practically answered every easy question correctly. Now, in medium questions, even though you see 76% accuracy in critical reasoning over here, towards the end of his preparation, he was hitting close to 85% accuracy. He's still making mistakes in 1 to 2 out of 10, but he was pretty much getting most of them right. And it's the hard questions that made the difference. Towards the end, Jim was answering almost 80% of those questions correctly, so 75 to 80%. Now, as we go into that skill data part, that's where you'd see that timing piece. And again, you see the average time correct is a minute 45, and average time incorrect is 2 minutes 3 seconds. Numbers very similar to what he attained on the actual GMAT. Again, if you compare the numbers in SCCR and RC, you're going to find that the data over here and the data in his ESR, it matches up really well. So again, here's an example of when you follow the data while learning and when you learn the right methods, you can really improve your score from a 60th, 70th percentile to high 90th percentile in a matter of weeks. Again, the key thing is to make sure that you follow the data, you learn the methods, you apply the methods consistently.